How are they doing now?
Great, man. I mean,
Yeah,
they're
why so late?
number 2 in the match. Oh, they're in the West.
Oh, that makes
Kings, I
okay.
think.
Duh.
We're going to the Hornets again on Tuesday.
That's sweet, man.
Taking my
Hey,
daughter
it's
and her
$5
boyfriend, too.
tickets or whatever.
What?
Oh, nice. It's like $5 tickets or even less.
$7, so $28 total, no tax for the 4 tickets, and it'll be $25 to park. So
That's insane.
Yep.
That's crazy. I went to the Knights game 2 weeks ago, which is like our
Gotham
junior
City
team.
Knights.
Yep,
pretty sweet.
it's our junior team, and I got really, really nice seats from a guy at my office. He has season tickets, and I bought the set from him.
Yeah,
4 tickets for like $24 each or 26.
Wow.
It was just over $100.
That's crazy.
But we're like row F or something, right behind the visitors
Wow.
bench.
Nice.
And there's like the arena's, it's got 3 levels kind of thing. So it's, I don't know what the capacity is, but
I think
pretty big.
the aspect for stream is off.
What does that mean?
Yo, post for my scope.
So, like it's not taking up the whole screen.
Hmm.
The stream screen.
I'm noticing that. Why is that? I wonder. What if I go to what? What does that show me? Oh, and I lost you dudes. Oh lordy. I swear, Streamlabs. Hold up, guys. I'm coming.
Let me in.
Fresh drops.
What if we go to this one? It's still the same, right? I don't know.
Okay.
That's usually how it is.
I think it looks good. Did you bring
Yeah,
us
it
back
looks
in,
fine.
Mark?
Well, no,
I did.
It changed. So
Oh, it changed. Okay, well,
Or-
that's a good thing. Spider Joe,
yeah,
what's up, dude?
before you
Post
got
must
kicked
go.
off or we
Joe.
got kicked out,
Spider
it changed to the right size.
That's why I realized it was like, you know what? This isn't the right size. Let me make sure it's right. We're gonna put you guys in there. So what's up, dudes? So guys in the chat, thank you guys for being here. You guys want to let the guys in the Discord know?
Hey guys, let the
That's
guys
my job.
and the
Hey,
guys,
guys,
know that
guys,
the guys are
yo,
all the guys are guying.
the two
This
guys
is
in
my
the-
job.
guys over there.
You're guying it.
You
I won't
guan
mess
in
with
it.
the thing. Oh, I gotta lock my dog out of here. You bother me.
Is that a euphemism?
My dog's probably at the door. He was
Doggy,
pissed
Gonna
doggy,
lock
doggy.
my dog
He was
if you know what I
pissed
mean.
tonight.
Brother, what?
What did he say?
What'd you
Brother,
say?
what?
So Ken's isn't with us tonight, guys. He had planned to be here, and
His bowels had other ideas.
yeah, he's what? There's got to be a lore dump joke in there somewhere, right? I'm not exactly sure.
Well, I don't know.
Lord, don't.
I didn't know what.
Actually, we don't even
what
know
end?
if there's any bowel
It's a
movement
stomach bug.
happening.
Yeah.
He just has a stomach bug.
Stomach issues is all we know.
There could be nothing dump related there.
Yeah,
Okay.
vomiting in the toilet. That dude, vomiting is the worst. Bella, what's up?
That's. Am I the only one who had, because nobody commented on the
My
joke?
dog is going crazy.
Did anyone else have the big popcorn bowl that also doubled as the
Yes.
barf bowl?
Yes.
Mine was the mop bucket.
We still have one.
It was the
And
mop bucket.
it's a stainless steel bowl. I still use it for snacks. Mostly my kids just carry it around because they think they're going to need it and they never use it.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me see why my dog's barking. What is happening? Dude.
My dog just wants a live
Synosity.
feed here. He's actually being good, so I'm not going to lock him out. I'll send you a picture, though. No, you're supposed to stay there, you cute dog. Oh, he knows I'm talking about him. He left.
So this is, I think I got a really good deal on this. This is $50.
That's a fat book. PH fat.
Yeah, it's 25 issues, all of Ta-Nehisi Coates'
Holy
run
moly.
on Black Panther, the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda run. After his I think he left this and did Captain America after that.
Who did? The writer?
Ta-Nehisi Coates.
What?
Ta-Nehisi Coates, the writer.
Codes. Cool. That looks amazing.
But I got it for 35 on Amazon. Retails for 50.
Nice.
Putting the local
And it's
comic book
25
stores
issues.
out of business.
Well, I bought I bought an omnibus from them this week, so they're fine.
Okay, good job.
I think I saw on Humble Bundle, if anybody's interested in that, you can get now. It's digital, of course, but it's like I think almost every Marvel. What are those like the books that have like all the information about characters? What are they called?
Encyclopedia?
Like an encyclopedia,
essentials,
basically.
or-
But it's like every single one is, and it's, I think 25 you pay to get all of them. on Humble
Oh,
Bundle.
that sounds awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, let
I'm
me
gonna look that up.
Yeah, let's look it up real quick. They
Spider
also
Girl,
have a
I'm
bundle
super
for
stoked to
all the
read. I've read
Dragonlance books
issues, but
as well.
Oh,
Bundles, books.
like the ones where you said that there's
into
like
it.
a board game you can play.
Yeah.
that's Dragonlance.
Yeah, it's Dragonlance. No,
Oh, did you
maybe
say
it
Dragon
wasn't.
Age?
Maybe you
What
know
did you
what?
say?
Maybe it wasn't Humble Bundle. I swear.
Dragon
what is-
Age is the
No, there's Dragonlance in here.
Yeah, Dragonlance is Humble Bundle. Yeah, but no. I thought the Marvel was on Humble Bundle. Where did I see that?
Humberbunder.
Maybe not. I lied.
Warhammer 40K roleplay.
Warhammer Further Curve.
Anyways, all right. Are we ready, dudes?
Gershburps.
Sure, pick back. No, I'm gonna close my door.
Damn, I didn't even
I'm
think
gonna
about what I'm
talk
gonna say
like
in the
this the
beginning.
Herner.
See you, buddy. Oh, can't select you.
What are we drinking tonight, fellas?
I'm drinking the Celsius Cosmic Vibes Sparkling Fruit Punch Edition.
Nice. Drinking a blueberry 3D energy on ice because I didn't have one in the fridge.
Oh,
Wally.
No, I don't know how to make a moose call. One of my coworkers does a moose call. It's amazing.
give it a try though, Neil. Come on, you got to be able.
Random.
Let me just hear one first.
Do they like? What is it? Bleat? Blah.
No, it's like a.
A guang guang.
A guang guang.
Let's see. Hold on. I'm gonna-
They're just in the woods yelling for guang guang. That's what moose do. What do you call multiple moose? Meese?
Is it cool like a murder of crows?
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna
M1, what's up, dude?
the long call.
That's how you have to intro yourself on the show.
Ravager,
No
what's up?
character line call. You have to moose call.
Okay, I'll leave that one to you. You can have the
You moose in it.
pure chaos.
All right.
You're Canucking it.
Okay, hold on. Let me just listen to it again.
I don't know. My son's asking me. I don't know. Hold on a second.
Okay, you guys have to watch this video. Where do I put this?
Put it in. I could probably pull it into the. I don't know if I can. You're getting your booty kicked. What are you playing, comp? I had a good weekend game this week. Want to talk about that on the show?
Okay.
The moose.
It's in the show notes.
All right, here. So I could at least hold on. Let me open it. Can I open this? Open it from here.
Okay, go to like a minute.
So you guys can. So this is Neil's moose call.
So this is 109.
Look at some little bootjack, little
What do you mean,
forkhorn bull or such to be the potential father of the next generation. She's looking for the big guy, and she gets irritated sometimes by these young bulls pestering her. And this is a call you traditionally hear, and that's called the long call.
Okay, so I put a YouTube video in the show notes under moose call and right after
With a
the
bit of
intro.
All right,
irritation.
I can't handle that, dude. What is he? I wish you guys could see this video. Yeah, maybe could you put the link in the Twitch? I could probably put it in the Twitch chat, right? Matt.
Just drop it in the Discord. Hey, join our Discord. Use ! Discord. Get our link and join our Discord, and you too can watch Neil's moose call.
Will that come? No. This is not me. But this
Moose
is amazing.
calling.
All right, whatever. And he's like blowing it into like I don't even know what that is.
A leather like megaphone looking thing? Or like
But
what are those called?
It's like used
the
men's
pep
chaps
rallies.
that he just like folded
rolled
over.
up. It's one of the pant legs.
Yes. Stupid. All right. Let's move on with the podcast here with some Marvel rivals. I'm sure that's why everybody's really
It's
here.
birch bark, bro.
That ain't bark.
It is bark. It's birch bark.
This is the one that's early in the season when she's looking for a mate, and she's gonna.
That guy knows too much about moose.
When this guy has a blow up cow at the end.
All right, are we ready?
This is a family podcast.
All right, guys. So we are ready to roll here. Let me write down the time. We're getting started about 10:30 on the video. Okay.
It's 10:14.
I'm looking at the time we've been live.
Yeah.
I lost my Twitch chat in here. Actually, I need to bring it up on my computer so I can get my skin. Oh, it finally doesn't take me straight to Cheesy Bread 68.
That's our secret channel.
I've watched this enough.
What?
Cheese Bread 68. I bring it up every week.
Yeah, and I never know what you're talking.
That was
Mark
where I was
has a
trying
secret.
Streamlabs. I created a quick channel to try Streamlabs, and it was Cheesebread 68. It's terrible. Okay, anyways, are we ready? You guys ready?
Fine.
Episode 20. Rivals Assemble. Here we go. You know what time it is. That's right. It's time for Rivals Assemble, a Marvel Rivals podcast. I am your host, Mark Turcott, and you are tuned in to episode 20. Well, the news is a little bit light this week, but of course we have some new skins to chat about. We have a new Rivals comic book on the way, and we're going to give you all the details on how you can help support the show by becoming an official patron on our Patreon, and all that and more. And to break it all down with me here, first up, Neil. Neil, what's up, dude? Oh, jeez.
That is my moose call. Sorry for all the rampaging moose in everybody's living rooms or wherever you are.
My gosh, my
today.
windows are rattling right now with all the moose outside them trying to get in.
There's literally somebody right now outside, maybe doing some lawn work. Maybe they have us playing on like their Bose speaker or whatever it is that they have outside. And a moose is going to come running and just like, what does a moose do? Just like trample you, I guess, or hit
They're
you with
huge, man.
They are huge.
They're serious.
It's the outdoor version of like a TV show triggering your Alexa and like turning off all your lights or something.
Yes.
I don't know how we got on this topic, but in the pre-show here on Twitch, somehow Neil started saying he needed to do a moose sound, and so that's why
I forget.
Crazy.
We get here somehow, and we keep going. That's what we do here.
That's right. That's right. Always keep going. Also joining us, Matt. Matt, what's up, dude?
What's up, guys? I wanted to use the Scarlet Witch alt line as my intro this week, but I was like, oh, Neil's going to do the English, so let me do like the Japanese. But it's literally like pure chaos, like just like super cool and anime like in Japanese. So, hi, I'm Matt. Welcome to the show.
No, I thought you were going to say you didn't want to trigger any PTSD from that alt line. But
no, because now most of the time she just gets knocked
anymore.
out of the sky.
Yeah. So is that a sign that when you hear that, like when in Japanese, when they say kind of the English version, does that mean there's no word for chaos in Japanese? Is that how that works? That's how I've always thought that works. Like when they just use English language, because it's not like we're talking and we just suddenly use like Japanese words. So what is that?
You know how it's like if you were to translate a song, directly from like one language to another, the intended meaning of the phrase will not always cross over. Sometimes it is literally just the transliteration. Is that the correct use of that word, of a word? And so maybe like putting the words pure and chaos together, that phrase doesn't sound as good or as hard in Japanese. So they're just like, just say pure chaos.
Just say it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. And she does the voice actor. They do a great job.
Awesome. I still got to do that. I got to change that over. I've yet to change the voice lines yet. Or the audio.
If you don't want to do that, you can just go to YouTube and.
Yeah, but I want to do it in game. Like I want to hear everybody. I want to hear all the shouts because it's not just your character, right? You're going to hear it from everybody else.
The Chinese is good too. I will say they're all so hard.
Nice. Well, as you guys can already tell, Ken's is not with us tonight. Kind of last minute, he was feeling a little bit under the weather. So the old stomach bug kind of decided to stop by his house this afternoon. So hopefully he'll
Actual
be back
dump.
next week. And yeah, he's not going to be here for the lore dump, but there may be some other dumps going on.
Yeah, some dumps of his own.
But yeah, so quick housekeeping here. As always, don't forget you can follow us on X or Blue Sky at Rivals Assemble. Big what's up to everybody over on Twitch and on YouTube watching us live. You can catch us there on Thursday nights at Rivals Assemble Pod on those platforms. And as always, I know the majority of you are listening to the audio version here of the show on Spotify, iTunes, or whatever your podcast service of choice is. So thank you guys for tuning in over there. And of course, if you are liking the show, leave us a review, leave us a comment over on Spotify. And of course, be sure to answer the poll over on Spotify as well. You can also reach out to us via email at rivalsassemblepod@gmail.com. And do yourself a favor, man. We are almost at 200 members now in the Discord. And the community that's just burgeoning over there is awesome. So we pretty much have a place for everybody. If you're hardcore, if you're into hardcore comp, there's people for you to chat about. If you're in there just because you like comics, we got a whole comic channel over there. You can talk about comics. If you're into just having fun in the game, great group of people over there.
Memes.
Yeah, memes, everything.
Making fun of me.
That's my favorite part, actually, of the Discord is that just watching everybody else just make fun of Matt. It's hilarious.
We also have a blacksmith in there.
We do, yeah. So if you need to,
Crazy.
put some horseshoes on your moose, maybe he might be able to help you out with that. That might be something we could do. But let's talk about our Patreon. So we did talk last week that we will be giving you all the details this week. And one quick note about it, there is a little bit of a delay in launching it. So we were originally hoping to have it out by Monday, and there's still a chance that it may be out on Monday, but I don't want to give you, I guess, the link yet. If you are listening to this and you are interested in becoming...
calm down. Everyone put away your wallets for now. Calm
If you
down.
are interested in becoming a patron, just keep checking back into the show notes here, because once it is live, I will add the link in there. But it's not there yet. But long story short, basically, we're launching this. We are, for people who have been asking us, hey, how can we help support the show? And so we've decided, here's what we're doing. First of all, $5 to become a patron over on Patreon, and you become a true believer. So you get a Discord role in the Discord to show that you are a patron, and you'll get the True Believer link or the icon and color and everything in the Discord. Every 2 weeks on Mondays, so every other Monday, we will have a episode of MCU Rewatch, where the four of us are getting together. We're watching all the way from Iron Man and moving all the way through the MCU, all the way up to Endgame and beyond. Eventually, probably once we catch up in the MCU movies, we'll probably go back to movies like X-Men, Spider-Man, kind of go through all those, and then, Blade, yeah, all those movies. And then eventually get to probably the shows, I would assume.
Talladega Nights.
No, not Talladega Nights. But also, whenever a new MCU movie comes out, kind of like we had with our Brave New World episode that just came out recently, those episodes will be dropping into the Patreon as well. And the other show you're going to get is an episode every Wednesday. So this is every single Wednesday, not every other Wednesday. An episode with one of the hosts. So featuring one of us talking about whatever. So, and maybe one week we're talking about, like, I may do a show and we just talk about Star Wars, and, Matt may do a show and he's talking about comics or about Pokemon, and, it just kind of just varies every single week. And, also I would say reach out to us. And if there's a topic that you want us to talk about, let us know. And we'll be doing that every single Wednesday. So you're basically getting at least 6 extra episodes every single month from us. And then also you'll get even any posts, kind of, we can put some posts up in there for patrons as well. So we thought maybe Matt putting up, every once in a while, his recommended comic pulls on Wednesdays, things like that, will all possibly be in there as well. So the best thing I would say you could probably do right now is probably, if you are interested in this, download the Patreon app, because once you have your account created, that's where you'll definitely be able to get the podcast through that. Hopefully, once we get things up and rolling, the stream will also, of the podcast will also be available in Spotify, but it takes a little while to kind of get that rolling. So at least initially, your best bet is download the Patreon app if you do want to become a member, and the podcast will be there, and just listen to them directly through the app. And so, anything else you guys want to talk about it?
We would never ask that anybody put themselves in any kind of financial hardship to support us.
Nope.
I kind of like to think about it the way that I think of my Twitch subscriptions when I'm subscribing to somebody. It's $5. That's like a coffee or something. So think of it like you're taking one of us out to coffee or, for drinks, once a month. And in return, we're trying to give you that added interaction. And this is just kind of like a starting place for where we can go.
Yep.
Things could be added in the future, so stay tuned.
Yep. And again, just literally just listening to the show helps support the show. So don't ever feel that this is anything you need to do. This is just something extra that we're just kind of throwing on top of it. Because believe me, the support that this show has already received and just the number of people that message us every week is just incredible. So thank you guys for that, definitely. All right, let's move on here to our poll from last week. And we asked you, what is the most useless team up in the game? And to kind of go through it all again, we had the Widow Hawkeye team up, the Moon Knight Cloak and Dagger, the Fastball Special, the Rocket Groot Jeff, and the Venom and Spidey Friends. And with 99 votes coming in with a total of 33 votes and literally 33.3%, the Widow and Hawkeye team up took the win. So, I mean,
thoughts.
Wow.
Do we have thoughts?
I'm not surprised because I think we talked about it last week on the show. I didn't even know it existed. So like, I'm just like, yeah. And how often do you really have a Widow and a Hawkeye in the same map? Like, do you need, I mean, not that Hawkeye necessarily is a sniper, but he kind of plays that way. And like, the way this game is, I never see too long range like that, like ever. So
yeah.
Clone Rumble.
I think it's right. Yeah. Clone Rumble, I guess.
That gives me flashbacks of when we were Black Widows and Jeffs. Was that us or was that me and another?
I don't think I was in that one.
There was another night where I successfully convinced 3 different matches to go all Jeff. And there was one Spider-Man main who I matched with every time. And he was just like, choose Spider-Man, and nobody did.
Nobody did. That's hilarious.
He was so mad. I specifically watched some videos on that team up this week, and it looks sick. So I would love to talk to a Black Widow who uses it on the regular, because I was previously convinced that it was just when Hawkeye activates his ult.
But it's not.
But no,
that's what I was
like,
just asked.
I believe it's like her triangle.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
I thought it was based off of him popping the alt, and then she's able to see it. Maybe, and I could be wrong on that because again, I literally did not know this existed till last week. So
thinking if she can plan her ult around it as well, and just get a cluster of those shadows, it's a whole team. It's a party wipe. Like,
yeah, pretty much. I could see that.
And there are some widows who are so good at it. So
coming in at second was the Fastball Special with 24 and the Rocket Groot Jeff at 24. Which, I mean, to me, I would have voted either Fastball Special or the Widow Hawkeye. And Widow Hawkeye would have been, I think, definitely the one. Because Fastball Special can be good in certain situations. You know, kind of toss Wolverine in there. And then especially, like we said with Thing, he can then leap to that Wolverine, which is great.
Yeah. That's what somebody on the Discord. Go ahead, Neil.
Well, what about that sit on his shoulders? After I voted for that this time, this week, I've seen about 3 Groots and Jeffs or Groots and Rockets, and they seem really hard to take down.
Yeah, so they're not useless, right? So you don't.
Yeah.
I mean,
so maybe I should change my vote, but it's like
I just get too nervous as a Jeff sitting on a low tree.
Yeah,
so I end up jumping.
It's a pretty
off
big tree, pretty good size tree, normal size.
And the Venom Spidey Friends only getting 3 votes. I'm surprised that I actually got like any. Like I was the one that was saying good. Like we really shouldn't put this on there, but it was like, okay, let's just pop it on there because that one I see used a lot.
But everybody else who sucks at the game said put it on there, but not me.
Yep. These fools. Well, speaking of fools, our poll for next week that I'm just going to say I have nothing to do with. And I was pressured into making this poll, so I'm going to let the community, you guys run with it, and it is what it is. But next week's poll
Your Honor, badgering the witness.
You ready for this? Where is your favorite health pack? I'm going to say that again. Where is your favorite health pack?
Is it favorite? Is that what we...
Is it left on the ground, or do you pick it up?
Let's go through these. Okay, so, and how are we just... Because this, I'm not only just because of the topic of this poll, but also kind of how we're displaying it. But number one...
No. Everyone's going to know this. Everyone's going to know this.
Okay, people are going to know them, yeah. So number 1 is the Eastgard map on Convoy. Where is this one, Neil?
So this is the convoy map. You come out of spawn as the push, and you're right on that road. You go right across that road, and there's a health pack right on the ledge there.
Okay.
So it's a nice little spot. You can jump right across the street, and then you've got some cover behind that building, and got a nice little health pack there.
The second one, and this one I've used this one many times, is the Odin's Archive by the jump pad. Even though I hate that
Worst map.
map.
Worst map.
Yeah, definitely worst map. But going to that jump pad when you're trying to run away and having that health pack there, that's a good one.
So this is the jump pad next to the point with the big destructible column, I guess. And half the time when the column's not destructed, it's behind some cover.
The third
You destroyed?
third one is on
Thank you.
Midtown in the music room.
So this one, if you're
This is
the
not
push-
a real room.
This
doesn't
is,
exist.
and it's awesome.
This
If
is
you're
not
on,
a real
if you're on
room.
the push side and you go straight into the building right from the main spawn doors, not like any of those side stuff that, well, you should probably be taking, but you go straight through, and
It's across from the Grand Central Diner.
Grand Central Diner. So that's right by that bridge when you go into the kind of open spot. But you go straight through that first building if you're on push side, and it's kind of around a little corner, but it's got some cool guitars on the walls and amplifiers. It looks like
So that,
pretty nice.
I guess, makes it
There's a
your favorite
broken
health pack.
guitar too.
There's the number 4 on Clintar by the Bone Tunnel. So kind of the last push area, right? That's that area,
Yeah,
right?
after the second point, it's the cliff side of the Bone Tunnel. There's one back out there. If you don't want to go through the Bone Tunnel, you come around here and get a little health back.
And then number 5, the only health pack that ever existed in my mind until this became a whole thing, is the one on Ninomaru in the Conquest map, the one that's in the very middle of the map. That was where I used to go to grab my health packs before I knew that we could refresh the daily challenge. Or daily
And we'll
missions.
post picture. We'll throw pictures of these
Yes.
locations on Discord.
I have some nice screenshots. I'm going to throw them in Discord, maybe pin it so people can find it. And this is a special screenshot for me because you can see the thing charging right at me as I'm trying to take a screenshot of the health pack in the middle as my my skills to help you guys out understanding what
If
we're
you
talking
have a
about
favorite
here.
health pack that didn't make the list, leave us a comment on Spotify with where it is, and maybe your comment could get
Please
read on
don't.
the show.
Please don't. I don't.
Send us
I'm done hearing
screenshots
about
of
health
you
packs.
collecting your favorite health pack.
So again,
Hashtag Mark's favorite health pack.
let's not do that. The poll is, where is your favorite health pack? So number 1, the Eastgard Convoy. 2, the Odin Archive by the Jump Pad. 3, the Midtown Music Room. 4, Clintar by the Bone Tunnel. Or 5, the center of Ninomaru, the Conquest map. Let us know, and like Matt said, we'll have pictures of those up in the Discord. So be sure to answer that over in Spotify.
Bonus points if you vote and you have no idea where any of these are.
Jeeva in the chat says he's going to start calling them Mark packs.
Mark packs.
That's
All
pretty
right,
good,
perfect.
Can I
actually.
get a mark? Can I get a mark? Can I get a mark?
Let's talk about our weekend game, guys. You know what? I'm going to go first on this one because I had a good weekend game, and this was the probably first time in a long time. So a couple things happened. 1, got my first Lord in game. Who can you guys take a guess?
Is it the highest? Is it the highest?
That's the
one or no?
highest. Take a guess who it is.
That's TNT.
Cloak and Dagger.
Cloak and Dagger, of course. Yes. Which
Knew
again,
it.
we talked about, just spending time on a character can get you to Lord, but that was, I felt good after doing that. I completed the whole battle pass, which I had mentioned, I think last week that I was like right on the cusp of doing that. So the whole battle pass, bought everything in the battle pass, done doing all my missions, and even unlocked the point. Now, I don't know if we had talked about this before, but once you buy everything, you get 1,000 chrono tokens, which is the purple, from continuing to do your daily missions and challenge or 2-day challenges. But you get 100 units. So you can get the blue units. So you can just keep doing those missions and you'll get more units to then buy more skins down the line. I completed the Galacta's Cosmic Adventure this week as well. So I have all 24 things and unlocked the page in there.
He hasn't talked to his family in 4 days, but hey.
But
He
the
got
best
16.
the best thing, dude, I hit gold. I got my skins, got the gold skins, finally decided I'm going to focus. And so I got my stats. So last time in season 0, I think I played, it was like 50 matches, I think is what I said back then. But this time it took me 29 matches, 5.1 hours, and I had 14 wins in that. So if you kind of look at the 50-50, that seems about right. I think, to, I guess what's that, 48%? I guess 48, 49% win
All our
percentage.
Platts and GM listeners are like, "Oh, cute."
Hey, dude, all I wanted the skins, man. That's all I wanted.
I know.
So-
Congrats. That's a lot that you finished up in
That's
one
what
week.
I'm saying. It was like my best week ever, man. It's good.
I'm on my 6th time around this stupid game board, and I have 3 things left to hit, and 2 of them are blue knits, and 1 is the Black Widow costume.
Well,
And I've
how
gotten
did some people
everything
get that like
else.
right away? Like I think Ken's got it like his first pass.
It's like, no, I never have to play it again. Like, it is the only thing that I've not unlocked.
It was
Minus
the-
that
it
other
was the
thing that
second
doesn't
to last
unlock for
thing.
like a couple weeks.
Yeah, it was the second to last thing it unlocked for me. I unlocked it and then I had just units and then that was it.
Guan, what's up, dude?
Something I've noticed about that as well. It says that something's going to unlock in 10 days in that
Yeah.
event page. You
I
see
think
that
it's
the
You think it's another gallery
I
page?
don't know. That'd be cool,
I'll take it.
but we'll see. So, but it's what 24. So you need 24 rolls. And
Yep.
something that I've learned too, Mark, since you've finished your battle pass, I have not, but I've cleared out my my quests and all that. Is there is some sort of maximum amount of quest, and if you don't play for 3 or 4 days or whatever, you lose
Oh, okay.
the ability to get those quests. So I must have filled up and didn't play often enough. So I am close to finishing the battle pass. I think I've got 3 or 4 more, about 1,000 maybe purple units still need to do. And then I've also cleared out the challenges where you get your extra rolls, and I still have 4 more rolls to do there.
Nice.
So I missed some, I guess. I'll look it up and see what the maximum is if you want to make sure you play every 4 or 5 days, maybe. I'm not sure. But
That forced me to swap to some characters this week because I like to do the overlap. So I'll let some challenges build up, and then it'll be like, heal with this person or whatever. And there might be 2 or 3 challenges which all have like Psylocke or Storm in common. So it's like, oh, I'll play Storm and get 3 birds stoned at once.
perfect.
And so who was it? It wasn't Psylocke. I think it was Doctor Strange. That was one. And then so I've been playing a lot of Strange.
Nice.
And I posted that video. It was an AI match just because I hit my point of like diminishing marginal return for quick play matches because, hello listener, I don't play comp anymore. And so it's like, you know what? My brain needs to turn off. So I'm going to go play some AI, like 2-star AI. Or this might have even been 1-star AI just because it was the end of the night, and got like a 4 kill, just like boom, 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 boom. And I was just like, oh, this is why people like Doctor Strange.
Was it with the AoE charge up thing? Or
Yes. It was a quit. It was a melee.
Nice. That whip is
Dude, that's what you do when you move in
awesome.
with him. Just melee, and you start building that up, and then just burst.
It was like
out.
the melee into the fire, and then the animation cancel, and then the burst, and it was killed 3 at once, and then a penny came towards me, and I was just like, "Psh, get out of here,
Get out of here.
little
That's
girl."
awesome.
Nice.
That's fun. I guess in game for me this week, making my way, as I say. Silver 1 now, so I'm 1 step away here. I did have a little rough night after I showed off my good night a couple nights ago.
As it
a bit
always
rough
is, right? That's how
last
it always
night, I
goes.
think I got went 3-1 maybe. But
So what's
still
silver
playing
1 in like Canada with like the currency exchange?
Oh, it's like bronze 5.
Oh, okay, bet.
Yeah. So I need about 30 of those to hit gold. So we're doing okay. I'm having a lot of fun. Comp is good. I think I've got everything for my battle pass now, so I don't have to worry about that. But I'm really enjoying it.
I think you might need to hit up our Looking for a Game channel because congrats to everybody who rank progressed this week on Discord. You've been posting, and it's been amazing to see. Like, people are flying up the ranks. So I even considered at one point, I was like, do I want to be like, hey, looking for carry? Can you guys just carry me to gold 1 so I can get that skin? And then we just call a spade a spade.
You could do it, Matt. You could. I promise you could do it. I think you could, because that was
I
was like for me when I focused on
could.
it. Like
I don't know if I want to spend the time doing it though.
yeah, like I made it a point this time to like when I actually finally said, all right, I kind of finished my battle pass, did all that stuff I wanted to do, and I remember talking about it on the show last week, and then now I'm going to focus on comp. I didn't insta lock Cloak and Dagger, but like I would always go in. I don't know what the etiquette is and what you guys do.
Insta lock Cloak and Dagger.
I was, but no, what I love about it is there's like one way you can go in and be like, I want to play this character, and you kind of highlight them, don't lock them in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then kind of see what everybody does. And then like I would see somebody else pick them and be like, okay, I'll play, Rocket, or I'll play, whoever else it is. But I think that's kind of the best way to do it, because in this way you're kind of showing that you're just not insta-locking, getting people on the team mad, and you're making sure that your teammates are also playing who they're best at. Because if you insta-lock the character that they're the best at, then you're not going to be able to, you're just not going to have a good game. So
yeah,
that's kind of the mindset I had this time, which is good. So
yeah, that's what I do too. And I think I had one match last night where there was 4 DPS, and I ended up just changing the DPS and doing what I do there, because I was a bit sour, but no one was caring about filling the roles or whatever. So why should I bother, right?
Oh, he got Matt tilted.
All right. Well, there's our weekend game, guys. So let's move on here to our
weekend
news
games
segment that we call the Not So Daily Bugle News.
J. Jonah Jameson here.
All right. Well,
hold on, Mark. Mark, didn't you see my update there? This is now called What's Guan? Guan Guan.
Guang guang.
We talked about
hey, what's guang guang?
what's going on?
I like
Guan
that
Guan?
too. We'll work on the
singer.
bumper.
Yeah, we got to work on the
I had
bumper
a-
for that one.
I had a stroke of genius sometime during the week, and
Or just a stroke.
might have been a stroke.
I think I think it was a stroke. I definitely think it was a stroke. Anyways, guys,
Is a stroke burnt toast, or is that tasting pennies in your mouth? Anyways, keep going.
So we had some new skins announced here, as always, guys, this week. And like I said, it's not a huge news week, but we do have some good stories here either way. But we did have new skins, of course. And these are returning alpha/beta skins are officially releasing, which by the time you're listening to this are already out. If you're watching live, they're already out. And this, of course, is the Spider-Punk and the Iron Man steam-powered suit. So they say the Streets of Marvel rivals are about to get loud. Iron Man Steam Power and Spider-Man Spider-Punk 2099 suits are bringing 2 majestic versions of alternate timelines, an innovative past, and a raw, unfiltered future.
Wow.
So, yeah. So this Iron Man suit, they say, steamed through all the enemies. Some good men rode out of town, but some men took action. I could hear Stark from the timely bulletin offices. He'd picked up his hammer again. Exhaust your opponents by using your mechanical vigor as Iron Man's Steam Power costume, first appearing in 1872, number 3, which came out in 2015.
Okay.
So what do you guys think of this Iron Man suit?
I think,
we've seen it.
after we just rewatched or recapped the Iron Man movie, and so we got to see Tony building his first suit, and this struck a chord here, and I'm pretty interested in this. And it looks kind of like bulkier. I'm sure it's the same size as all the other Iron Man skins in the game, but it brings back to that original, hey, you've got what you got, build an Iron Man suit.
Yeah.
So this excites me a little bit. And then the spider, so both of these you said were in the beta?
Yes, the alpha and the beta. I think they both were in. I mean, Matt, did you ever read 1872? Do you know anything about that?
So it was a smaller, just kind of not even really event, but it's also where the Black Widow skin came from. That's in Galacta's adventure, whatever. Right now,
Cowgirl.
Mrs. Barnes, I think, is the
Mrs. Barnes, right.
basically Cowgirl, Black Widow, Black Cowgirl. But it was like a 4-issue, I think, like little mini book that was tacked on to, I forget the event name, but we talked about it. And
I mean, Rocket's...
was it Loki lore? I forget, but it was just kind of an aside. But I haven't read the 4 books yet.
Okay.
But I know a lot of the different art from it.
Yeah, I mean, this suit is sweet, but, having not only the Battle Pass skin, But I bought the Endgame skin as well, which I just love. That this isn't one that I think I would be going in on. But it is cool. I'm glad it's, that they're finally putting this out, because people have been asking, like, where are some of those skins that were in the alpha and beta? And now, here we have this. Let's see, the Spider-Man or Spider-Punk 2099. It says, unleash the Spider-Punk within you. The biggest leap we've made in decades, putting synths back in punk music. And hey, punk was born from the raw strum of a guitar. Even the future can't take that away. Wish Hobie could see this. Leap into action to Spider-Man Spider-Punk 2099, making its debut in Marvel Rivals Season 1. So you're not Hobie. You're technically Peter, I guess, in this, right? From 2099.
I think we're almost at a full band now.
Yeah, we got Luna.
We got Hulk, Luna.
That's right. We got Hulk.
Spider-Man. We got Magic.
A lot of people
lot of
were
guitars.
commenting online that these seemed kind of random, but not really. You have...
They're all 2099, right?
Yeah, we had Luna drop 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And so they're kind of switching between periods.
Much like
making the rollout
game
make
lore
sense.
is.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this one, I have a feeling we're going to be seeing a lot of these Spider-Punks flying around, because this between the two costumes, I mean, if I had to pick one, I think this definitely is probably the cooler of the two.
It does look pretty cool.
But again, I'm terrible with Spider-Man, so I won't be investing in this at all, which really kind of sucks, because I wish I was better and would love to pick up that that skin. But
I like how they have on the helmet, it's kind of like a video screen.
Yes, that's cool.
You do that little close up of his face, and it's looks pretty sweet. It's a little glitchy or whatever, but even the splash art on that first page showing both skins, just him having the guitar out doing that power slide, so cool.
I want to know if, because I haven't personally looked at like the victory screen or anything, but in the new Magic skin, how it has like that Dark Child, like
like rock and roll
track,
custom song.
Like I want that song, and so I wonder like if there's something for Spider-Punk as well, where maybe we get an additional EP that's tacked onto the soundtrack.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, I mean, there is going to be more music, right? Because I mean, with the initial soundtrack, we at least had the Jeff event music, but
which they cleverly, misleadingly titled.
Right.
So we didn't know that it was going to be like the winter event.
But we don't have any season 1 music. I mean, there's music for that. Season 1.5, all the new tracks in there. So, maybe by the end of season 2, we'll have enough music kind of that they can throw together another album, kind of version 2.
Heads up that it's getting it's wide release in May. They did a limited release in January with a specific type of vinyl. Right. It was like a marble pink and white vinyl, I think. But then regular release is going to be in May, I think. So grab it while you can.
That's right.
That's cool. I would love a like a made up band. With the Guardians of the Galaxy game, they put out that album for the Star-Lord band.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I bought it. It was so good.
I listen to that all the time, but I haven't finished the game yet. But maybe I'll do that one day.
Give us the Mary Janes. Give us Gwen Stacy, and then you can drop a Mary Janes EP.
Sure.
That's the name of her band.
Give me the 2099 band full album. That'd be awesome.
That'd be dope.
Let's see. We have another Rivals comic on the way, and this one actually is not a Marvel Unlimited. Oh, here I'm blacking everything out here. This is the Marvel Rivals Ignite comic. This is set to be releasing on newsstands on June 11th, and this one looks pretty damn sweet. So here is kind of just a brief little description of it. It says, first, Sai takes on the symbiotic chaos of Venom in a breathtaking tale by Peach Momoko. Then writer and artist Yuji Kako brings Frank Castle, the unbeatable Punisher, face to face with Penny Parker, where Penny Parker's spider isn't far behind. And writer Matsuyasu Sakai and artist Rase Yamada take K-pop star Luna Snow into the depths of Asgard and right into the hands of Hela. So. I don't know. So is this basically going to be a book with multiple parts, Matt? Is that kind of why they're giving us 3 separate stories?
I feel like it's going to be like vignettes.
Yeah.
So this just dropped today. I feel like it'll be like 3, say an issue is 20 to 25 pages. These will be like 6 to 7 pages, maybe.
Yep.
I feel, and this is all speculation. But yeah, I love Peach Momoko. One of the biggest stars I feel right now in Marvel Comics. Such a recognizable art style.
So this is the
Looks
style
like
we're looking at on the cover right now, right?
Yeah, it looks like a
Yeah.
cross between like either watercolor or just like colored pencil. Just like such.
It looks like a
Yeah.
coloring book. That's what I was going to say. It looks like, like this was just outline and they just colored it with color.
Better than any
pencils.
coloring book that I could.
Oh,
ever,
definitely. No. I don't mean that. I don't mean
yeah.
that bad. Like, but
Yeah.
that's what it has that style, and it's cool because you don't usually
Oh.
see Marvel characters like that.
What's really cool is that they're writing the book where most of my experience with Peach Momoko is art. So cover wise, like right now there's a huge line of variants for different books. So like 2 weeks ago I picked up the Venom variant with this sick black and gold like smoky Venom with smoke rising off him. This week there was a Phoenix one in store. There's a Storm. Check anything out. But she's doing one of the variants this time. There are going to be 3 different covers for this book, and they all look sick. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think we're getting costumes.
Well, funny you say that. So we also did get some concept art for costumes that will be coming, and let me get them pulled up here. Whoop.
Just back on this book. Let's get your guys' take on this. So the first one is Venom versus Psy, which is what's her name? Knight?
Psylocke?
Psylocke.
Yep.
So who wins on 1v1 on the point?
Ooh.
On the point.
Sure.
I think
Psylocke.
All by themselves. Psylocke?
Psylocke.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Venom, dude. At that point, and part of that is just because I actually played a match earlier, and I had a Psylocke trying to annoy me as Venom, and I took her down.
Like he's got that shoot tendrils out if she's close enough, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna hit her no
She
matter
can-
what.
If you're not ready for her, but I think going in, like he would be ready, and like
Mhm.
with the kits that they have in game, I think Venom's gonna get it because Venom can kind of swing out of the way,
Yeah, he can still kinda
smash
jump
back
out,
down,
too.
and then I think his ult, I would say, could take her out. But again, her ult though, maybe not.
Yeah.
She might be able with the ult. She's got her.
But
She's
if
widowy
he's got a-
invisible. She could one away.
Yeah.
If he's got his shield when she ults, I don't think she can out DPS his health plus shield.
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay, and the next
I'm
is
waiting
what?
I'm waiting for the Captain Britain skin we get of her where she has Excalibur. Like that's what I want.
Ooh, that sounds sweet. Next is Punisher and Penny Parker.
I think Penny would definitely outwit Punisher. I think.
Yeah.
I think in game Penny, character wise, Punisher.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like
Yeah.
taking
No,
in
it-
like full breadth of the
I'm thinking
character.
more in game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only reason
Or,
I think
yeah,
is,
character-wise.
Penny literally has a suit of armor on, basically with Spider, right? So like,
If only the Punisher had any kind of armor on him. I mean,
Yeah.
come on. You can crack that thing open. Come on.
yeah. And while you're trying to do that, she's just gonna grab him by his head and crush his head.
Head crush. Fatality.
Unless he's a turret.
Oh, true. That's true.
Unless
She's gonna steal the turret and mount it to her armor.
All right. How about Luna Hella? Who's winning that one?
Oh, Luna for sure.
Luna.
Dance the pants right off Hella.
You think so?
Only because of the memes.
Well, she can freeze her, right? Like you just freeze her and
I
then
guess.
drain all her
Hella
life
can
energy.
fly. Hella just goes up in the air and just headshots her down.
Luna
Sorry,
has
Luna.
the power of Luna has the power of music, which has the
love.
power to bring people together.
Yeah. Okay.
There we go.
So I don't know what you. Well,
So
I
Jill-
feel it's the
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's one of those things that like you could look at maybe with her. Oh God, we totally lost him. Well, we were trying stream. We were going good for a little while there, and then
Yeah.
Matt totally gone. What's that? 49 minutes.
Once you bring them back, Matt, you were just saying, well,
Here.
I feel.
Yeah. Here, hold on. Let me get him back in. Hold up.
I don't know what's happening. Sorry,
no,
guys.
it's fine. Just say you said, "Well, I feel."
Well, I feel.
Well, I feel it's kind of like in comics where Squirrel Girl can't lose. You know, she's fought Galactus, she's fought Thanos, she's fought Doom, and won. So it's like think Dazzler,
Yeah.
but Luna Snow. Like they're not gonna. Come on.
All right. We'll see. Because I mean, it's what, June 11th, so not too far away. We'll be able to find out. Now, we did put up that the skins that are going to be in this comic now are coming to the game. So they did, I think, put out. They said thanks to Peach Momoko for the original costume designs made for Marvel Rivals. Here's a glimpse of the concept art of these costumes coming soon. So
They look so
that
dope.
Punisher one is pretty sick, man.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
it took me a little while. Like, obviously, the skull gives it away, but I'm like, who's this guy? It looks like
I
a
know, right?
brawler of some sort.
The Hella.
Is this a
Dude,
thing, or
It looks
who
like
is this?
Medusa, kind of.
It does, yeah.
Maybe that's just because she's a little green. Maybe that's all.
No, but the snake hair kind of thing.
Yeah.
I see what you mean. Her cloak.
Luna
collar.
looks very, very.
What?
What's the?
Who's the 101 Dalmatians?
Cruella de-
Cruella DeVille. She does, yeah. She's Cruella DeVille.
I was gonna say she looks. It
Poor
looks
puppies.
very K-poppy. So
Oh, okay. No,
I
those
think
poor
Cruella
puppies.
DeVille, that is definitely like
no, that's the Cruella Deville skin, guys.
the
Guys, Cruella on point.
the official crossover. Everybody's been waiting. Like, when are they going to do the first crossover? Here you go.
Yeah.
Spider-Man in his Pongo skin and Invisible Woman in her Purdy skin.
Yeah. I don't know, but they're going to be sick when they come out. I just, this is one of those things we're seeing the concept art. Once we actually get to see the full like 3D models of those skins, are going to look awesome.
Yeah. It's gonna look.
I feel like Luna is the Kiriko of Marvel Rivals in terms of skin fan service. Does that make sense?
Mm.
I feel like she's going to be that one.
The one that gets it all. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Let's see. We also got the reveal this week for those of you that are big Jeff fans of the first official Jeff resin statue is coming. So yes, this is
Name's Jeff.
shown off at the New York Toy Fair, I guess earlier this month. It is going to be priced at $59.99 and is limited to only 3,000 pieces worldwide. It's slated for release later this holiday. Pre-orders are going to be opening up tomorrow, so Friday by the time you're hearing this, at Diamond Select Toys at their website. So if you're interested in getting your hands on a Jeff resin statue, it's 3 inches tall, very cute. He's got a little his snorkel on. He's got
That's
his
tiny.
little inner tube.
Flotation device.
Yeah. So and $59.99 for only a 3,000 limited run. That's actually a pretty good price, I think. Like that's not. Yeah, I think they'd be charging more for something like that, but
I believe since it's through Diamond Select, you could also go into most local comic shops and ask if they could order it for you.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I believe. Check with your shop first because it's always best, try and support your local comic book shop. But getting online as well, you could. I'm sure like Entertainment Earth. If anybody is up on the collectibles game, Entertainment Earth is a great site. But Diamond Select, their website as well.
Yeah. So who knows? Hopefully we'll get some more. I know over in the chat somebody mentioned they would want to. This was Spider Joe saying that he would love to see Rivals Funkos. So I'm sure it's just a matter of time. I mean, how is there not like a Jeff Funko? How has that not like happened yet? You think that by this point they already? I would have thought we would have seen that first before we would have seen this. But
there's a Jeff Nendroid, I think, or a U2s, whatever it's called, that is available for order. It's kind of like not a but a different brand of type Funko Pop deal.
Mm-hmm.
But then right now, I know you can get them. You can pre-order on Amazon. There's Doctor Doom, Iron Man, and Magneto Funko Pops already announced and in production, and I believe there's a Galacta as well.
Oh, nice.
But
it's like Rivals noted, or it's just Marvel.
It's specifically Rivals, specifically the character style of their basic skin in Rivals.
Cool.
That's cool. You know what statue I want? I want Penny Parker crushing the skull of Punisher.
I want Squirrel Girl.
Well, speaking of Penny Parker, I guess at the latest hotfix, they kind of nerfed her little mines a little bit. So I saw this morning. I woke up, saying basically the mines that go into the webbing. So if you can kind of drop the mines in there, they can't be destroyed and they can't be seen. You step in there, of course, they're going to blow up. Well, they just weren't working. And it only took a matter of, 9 hours, I think, after the NetEase this was pointed out to them, for them to go in and put out a hot patch and fix it. So very cool that they jumped right on this and, listen to the community. And, this morning, actually, I played a couple games this morning and didn't notice it. I was in one game with a penny that we were up against. And I still was just cautious, trying to take down the nest before I even moved in. And then I was looking at Reddit after that and saw a bunch of the posts about it. And then it was shortly after that they fixed it. So I never really experienced it myself to know that it wasn't happening. But I think, when you're playing in the higher levels, the higher ranks of comp, I think that's where a lot of the people up there were noticing it more. And again,
so
put it out there.
it's you can't destroy them when they're in their webs, is what's happening.
Right.
I don't know if they blow up or not.
I think they still do, right? That's the whole point.
Still blow up. Yeah. So they fixed
When
it.
you're outside the web, you can destroy them, but
Right.
when you're inside, I believe you cannot.
Well, it's fixed.
Yep.
Anyway.
It says Penny Parker has the ability to deploy small spider mines that can skitter towards enemy players to explode at their feet. Usually,
Skitter.
they're easy to kill, even if they're a little wriggly. But one place where they're invulnerable is inside Penny's cyber webs. And it says this is something across all the map, allowing the arachno mines to travel safely towards their next victim. The only problem is recently they had not been doing their jobs. So, yeah, they're able to fix that. And so just again, good feel good story about NetEase that they're working whenever
Round the clock
with the game whenever anything happens.
This
Like,
is the
Guan's
type
on
of
it.
thing that we want them to respond to, not like, outcry, no, don't reset rank. Like, nobody, that's not, I feel an appropriate response, but this is when it's something that is making not a character unplayable, but severely
Something
limiting
unintended.
the ability of a character. Yeah.
Yeah.
So good stuff from them coming there. Let's see. We also, just last news bit is, if you didn't watch last weekend, the North American Marvel Rivals Invitational was happening. So they had some great matches. I tuned in for a little bit. I think I was watching Shroud's team play, was it Sentinels maybe? I forget, whatever the match was, but it was Shroud's team I was watching, and it was cool. Watching it and seeing Cozy on the mic was kind of funny. Seeing him, 'cause I'm so used to seeing him just hold his mic in front of his green screen, but seeing him on there was cool. But it's continuing. So if you want to get some viewing in of some high-level Marvel Rivals play, you can do that starting again on the 21st. So go over to either
Friday night.
Yep, the Marvel Rivals X account. You can see the whole schedule over there. And they're streaming this on both Twitch and on YouTube. So you can catch it on both the official Marvel Rivals sites and get in there and watch some competitive play. Did you guys get a chance? Did you watch any of it?
It was seeding last week, and then this weekend it's the actual bracket. And yeah, I watched a few games. What was that? Saturday night, I believe. They were awesome. It's great.
Yep.
I was trying to find like a breakdown of it and who's won so far and all of that. I know Liquidpedia usually keeps up to date on that, but it kept coming up as the last invitational for my searches and stuff. So I haven't found a good website that breaks all this down and like shows the rosters of each team. I'm sure they're kind of working on it. It's still fairly new, and a bunch of these teams are new teams. So if anybody knows of any good websites that break this down.
Gosh. There is an account on X. You remember for that one hot second, like we kept getting a ton of followers on X, and it was because that it was like Rivals Intel page, who is at Rivals Assembled. They accidentally put and tag at Rivals Assemble, and so they were like sending us all these free follows.
Thank
it was like
you.
sick. But I think that page also has a page that's specifically focused on professional competition. So I'll look it up and I'll send it to you if I find it.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Check it out. Thanks.
So tune in there if you want to see some good competition. But all right, guys, let's move on here to our next segment, our lore segment that we call the Cerebro Files. All right. Well, as promised, this week we are talking about Wanda Maximoff herself, Miss Scarlet Witch, here on the show. So, Matt, I'm going to give it to you. Tell us about the Scarlet Witch.
Okay. First off, tell me about your first interaction with Scarlet Witch. What is the first... Was it a comic? Was it a movie? Was it a TV show? What is the first memory you guys have of Scarlet Witch?
For me, it would have been, I think when I turned 10, there was some like Marvel fan, I don't know, like thing you could get where like, I'm a Marvel fan. And so for my birthday, my parents got me and it came with like 10 books,
Wow.
10 comics or whatever it is, you know, and like a bunch of sleeves and a box, you know, that had Marvel on the side of it to put your comics in. And one of them in there was West Coast Avengers. So it was some random issue of West Coast Avengers, and that was my first, you know, she was in there. She was part of that group.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much it. And then I never really saw her much again until, you know, I started getting more into comics probably in or reading more in the 2000s was probably it. And then, of course, I mean, the movies was really when, you know, I guess what was she in? Avengers, was it? Or no. Age of Ultron. Age of Ultron, right?
Yeah.
It was her first appearance.
Yeah.
But yeah, so comic wise, it was that.
Technically, it was the post credits of. I don't remember.
We'll
Anyway.
get there.
We'll get to that when we get to our
We'll
NC
get there.
rewatch. What about you, Neil?
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't remember. It must.
I don't
it
know who
must
she
have been-
is.
Yeah, it must have been the MCU, but I think this was my first hero pack I bought for Marvel Champions. She came out right around the time I got into Marvel
Whoa.
Champions, so I bought her hero deck and played with her quite a bit.
I had actually been working on a custom Scarlet Witch deck
Oh, like
Um,
what does that mean?
with
Custom.
like you know how Doctor Strange has his side deck with his spells that he
Yeah.
pulls. The side I was making a deck like that, and she had her side deck was different Scarlet Witches from across the multiverse.
And so her hero card would change?
No, it was kind of like it was like phone a friend basically.
Hmm.
Oh, okay, cool.
And so you could shuffle through, you know, go through the deck and be like, okay, by calling this Scarlet Witch or calling the White Witch or call, you know, whomever, it would trigger this ability, kind of basically like a Doctor Strange spell, and then it would exhaust. You could go.
Oh,
on
that's
turn.
cool.
Oh, that's cool. And another thing that I've seen her in is the Midnight Suns game. She was one of the characters in that and had a pretty cool storyline.
Oh yeah,
Oh
she's
my
awesome. in that.
gosh, so good.
Yeah.
Check it out on Steam right now. I think Steam is having bananas sales. Go check. I think you can get Midnight Suns for
They're
like
selling
mega
bananas on
cheap.
Steam?
What is that game where you like literally like click a banana? Isn't that a game for real?
I
Banana
have
grain?
no idea.
I think it is.
Okay, sick. My first my introductions to Scarlet Witch were animation. There was an Avengers cartoon on Fox Kids in the 90s. I believe it was Avengers Assemble, and their whole gimmick was that they had like transformation sequences. So like Ant-Man was the leader because I don't think they could get rights to use Captain America and Iron Man. And so it was like Ant-Man, the Wasp, Scarlet Witch, Tigra, Wonder Man, Vision, and I think that was the team. But it was just like they'd have the whole kind of like Power Ranger transformation sequences where Ant-Man would get the suit of armor, and then Wasp would get the suit of armor, and then Hawkeye would put on his arrows.
With his quiver on.
Really weird. I believe it's on
Quiver
Disney Plus.
on!
I think
And
I've
then
seen this, or you've talked
there-
about it before.
There was
Yeah,
also
like,
Avengers United We Stand, I think, which were some interesting ones. But the Scarlet Witch voice actors were like heavy caricaturized like Eastern European accents, which might be pretty offensive to go back and listen to. But then also in X-Men Evolution, which was another fantastic animated series, which was kind of a different take on the X-Men franchise. She came in as kind of like a grunge, just grunge kind of chick with like a really short haircut and like a lot of piercings, and was just like the cool girl that, you know, nobody talked to. So that was like very, very different interpretations of the character in animation growing up. Um, all inspired by the classic comic run of Wanda Maximoff, who has become known as the Scarlet Witch. We've had an interesting travel journey with her in the MCU with Elizabeth Olsen, who I feel has done a fantastic job portraying her.
Agreed.
And I'm interested to see where they take the character now, because currently we believe that she's dead.
She did.
Like Chumbawamba said, I get knocked down, but I get up again, especially when I'm the Scarlet Witch.
Did not have a Chumbawamba reference on my bingo card for tonight's show.
You can mark that off on your bingo card.
Ching, you win.
Scarlet Witch and the Night Away. So she is a Romani sorceress, basically utilizes the powers of chaos magic. And earlier in the comics, it had a lot to do with like altering probabilities and hexes. So it wasn't majorly like casting spells like Doctor Strange. Think more affecting probabilities and capitalizing on the balance of order and chaos and things. It's not until the more modern age where she's become a full-blown magic user, spellcaster in her own right, realizing that she is what is known as a nexus being. Think like Omega level mutant, but magic user. And there are specific responsibilities that come with being a nexus being. So she has a very convoluted character history and an even more convoluted family tree. At one point, it was believed that her and her brother Quicksilver were the children of Magneto, and they were mutants, but that is not the case. He is not their father, and they are not mutants. Yeah, for now. Like, honestly, though. It was revealed through comics. I'll just keep this all linear for you, that her and her brother were born to this Romani couple, the Maximoffs, near Mount Wundagore. They were orphans who were taken in and enhanced, had experimentations done on them by the High Evolutionary. And Magneto ultimately is the one who kind of saved them from a bad life when their powers got a little bit out of control. Some different things happened to the characters, some different traumatic events, and Magneto taking pity on them and believing himself that they were his children saved them. Because of that, they felt a necessity to pay him back. And so they joined the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, the first iteration, and became enemies of the X-Men. So Wanda debuted as a villain in the original X-Men title in issue 4. Later, defected, became full-fledged Avengers very quickly after leaving the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. And yeah, Scarlet Witch is... The character itself has explored a lot with mental health, with the pressures from outside sources, the pressures that we put on ourselves, themes of guilt, forgiveness, such an interesting character study. Kind of hopping back into her powers, she was trained in magic by Agatha Harkness, who quit her job as the nanny for the Fantastic Four. And Wanda basically needed help mastering this power that she was given that taps into the kind of like the darker side of chaos magic, influenced by the demon Cthon, who is all entangled up with the Darkhold. The MCU calls it the Book of the Damned. Throughout, when she joined the West Coast Avengers, she met and started dating and eventually married Vision. magically conceived 2 sons, but that kind of whole family paradigm was unraveled. She's gone through a lot of mental health issues through the comics. She's attacked Avengers. She's killed Avengers. She's forced the Avengers to disband. She's kind of like control alt deleted all of mutants. She depowered many of them in the events of M-Day with the famous phrase, "No more mutants." And during that whole big event, House of M, but also Decimation. And ever since then has been on this path of redemption. And it's not until like the last couple years that I feel she's really been in a spot to redeem herself. So during House of M, basically after it's revealed that her children are not real, that they were conceived through magic, similar to what we see in the MCU, it sends her on a little bit of a spiral. And finding out about her own heritage and that Magneto isn't her father, that they don't really know who their parents are because the writers change it so often. They're mutants, then they're not mutants, and I feel like it's a very realistic outlook to, you know, put this character through. It's like almost kind of breaking the fourth wall. She's acknowledging all of these changes, like her world's literally getting turned upside down. And House of M, well, she, through some different events, she starts kind of embracing the darker side of chaos magic as she starts to lose touch with reality or wanting to have her children back. And so at one point, it kind of becomes like a, you know, the Justice League comic where Batman, or is it, what is it? The comic where Batman has like the plan to take down every member of the Justice League, and the League of Supervillains gets a hold of it and they start taking out members of the Justice League. It's like they want to, whoops. That's a great comic art and a great DC animation movie. But that's for a DC podcast. Basically, so many people in the Marvel universe start concocting this plan that if they need to take down the Scarlet Witch, they will. She's visiting with Professor Xavier, who's trying to like help stabilize her mind, which I don't feel like anyone who has gone to Professor Xavier searching for like help with that. Is he qualified other than just being like a mutant with mental powers? Is he like, I need Kins for this.
Really
like,
the villain?
Are you qualified to be digging around in there, my guy?
Have a permit.
Just kind of making it worse.
It's got a cool helmet.
So at one point, Quicksilver finds out that they have this plan to, you know, take her out. He tries to assemble people to help, you know, kind of stop this. Has no other choice but to go to Magneto. Magneto wants to help save Wanda. All of these things end up leading to, you know, no more mutants. Because she's just done with the stress of having to manage it all, basically. And there's a fantastic panel in House of M where you see like her face literally coming apart like the blocks of a Rubik's cube. And it like the disassemblage of her own self. I love how it is put in that panel. Before she, you know, depowers all of mutant kind. And that is taken as kind of like an act of war on mutants. And for the next several years, the X-Men are like trying to hunt her down to make her pay for this. She tries to atone by joining, is it X Factor? But basically the private investigation group, and she goes around helping to repower mutants who would like to be repowered. As kind of, she goes on this journey for years and years of trying to, you know, repay her debt. but I don't know. There's a lot to be said about that. But in recent years, if you remember the Magneto lore, we talked about the trial of Magneto, where Scarlet Witch is quote unquote murdered. She ultimately creates the waiting room, which creates kind of like a permanent backup of all mutants, extending throughout all time. So anyone is possible to be resurrected through the Krakoa resurrection method. And that she creates like mutant heaven, basically, for anyone who would like to opt into that. More recently, she absorbed the Darkhold into herself and Chthon into herself, and kind of expunged his influence to ultimately defeat him. And in her most recent book, she runs the Emporium, which is basically a little witchcraft shop tucked into the streets of New York, where it's a little episodic, where people come to her in need and she helps them. Kind of like, think Moon Knight, how he helps protect travelers of the night,
She have health packs?
Probably. But she has this door called the Last Door, and basically it's this magic door that finds people in need and brings them to the shop. In the Emporium, which is that Battle Pass skin, Emporium Mistress, I believe it is.
Oh,
that's the Emporium they're referencing.
Aha.
Awesome. And she works in the shop with Darcy. From
Who's Darcy?
Now, Darcy wasn't a character in the comics, was she? Until she was in the MCU first, right? And then made the jump to comics, right? Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. She was in the Thor movies, Kat Dennings, Girl with the Glasses. She was in WandaVision. Yes. And then Polaris is also in the book, and they're trying to get to know each other as sisters, but not sisters. So yeah, that is a very brief overview, because there has been so much of Scarlet Witch. Some great explainer videos, some that are very opinionated in my own opinion. I was watching one today, and they were talking about X-Men versus Avengers, which is one of the events where I'll try and get my camera to focus. That's after the events of House of M, Decimation, where she works with the Avengers, trying to capture the X-Men, trying to protect, Hope Summers, because the Phoenix Force, they want to destroy the Phoenix Force. And this one reviewer was like, yeah, and the X-Men were so bad, and Wanda, comes back and plays the hero and the evil Cyclops. And if there's, clearly you didn't read X-Men versus Avengers, because then the Cyclops was right. So just take a character study with a grain of salt from people who gloss over a bunch of stuff. Because she's a very convoluted character, but there are some great story nuggets in there.
So best, I guess, reading recommendations. I mean, House of M obviously is the premiere.
Yeah, it kind of starts at
Marvel Unlimited
with House of M, Decimation, all of that. And that leads into the Young Avengers Children's Crusade, which is, you can find that whole trade for cheap if you don't have Marvel Unlimited sponsor us. But Children's Crusade, Iron Patriot, Wiccan, Speed, just the Young Avengers, so great. So we've got X-Men Volume 1, like the OG X-Men episodes, issues 4 through 11. She's really influenced by her emotions to do things, kind of like how Magneto, he feels like emotions on like an 11 and a 10.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, he said something bad about mutants, and then we shall destroy all humans. And she's just like, but no, they're nice. Like, maybe we shouldn't. Each of the Scarlet Witch volumes are also really good. Scarlet Witch Volume 1, which is the oldest, I believe 80s, early 90s, grapples with her role of this being a Nexus being, protecting the universe, a la kind of the Sorcerer Supreme. She even fights a variant version of herself. And that run, she has like a very short haircut, which is really strange seeing on Scarlet Witch. But it's great. Volume 2 involves the Witch's Road, and not the Witch's Road from the Agatha show, which is not like the Witch's Road at all in the comics. Deals with the gods of magic and chaos. She meets her mother, who was the Scarlet Witch before her. It's the origin of the phrase Maiden Mother Crone in the MCU, which we saw in the Agatha show as well. And then the most current Scarlet Witch volume by Steve Orlando, which is where she's running the Emporium. I hit Young Avengers. Oh, another great one, which is a limited series if you have time and you just want some sick art and a fun story, is The Darkhold. And so in the Darkhold saga, it's from 2021. It's like 6 or 7 issues, and basically trying to assemble the complete text of the Darkhold together so that they can destroy it. Doom has it, and Doom wants to unlock the true power of the Darkhold, but Chthon wants to destroy Doom before he can get to him. So Scarlet Witch has to find like vestiges of the Darkhold. She kind of like the classic trope of, oh, I need 5 people who are said to be, this person has this quality, this person has that quality, and they're the ones who can help me destroy the Darkhold. So it ends up being Blade, Wasp, Iron Man, Black Bolt, and Spider-Man. Those are 5. But they all have to read from the Darkhold to have their power unlocked, but instead of doing that, it corrupts them and turns them evil and dark magic-y evil.
Crazy.
So that's all I'll tell you about that. Check it out, the Darkhold saga.
Nice.
They were all number 1s, I think. I don't believe it was a issue 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's like the Darkhold saga, Spider-Man number 1, the Darkhold saga, Blade number 1. So
Cool.
Yeah.
Now, her nemesis, I would assume, would be Agatha. Would you say
No.
if you had to? No. So who would you list as nemesis? Herself.
the world, that's a great question. It
Who's her nemesis
honestly
in
depends.
Champions?
It's-
Luminous.
Luminous. So Luminous is another creation of the High Evolutionary, which is basically the combined powers of Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. And I believe that when we all saw that, our reaction was like, huh? Who dis? She's more, I think, current nemesis in the comics, which like the Emerald Warlock, I believe. Like green magic versus red magic, which we saw pieces of in the Agatha show. But I don't know if she has a true, other than herself, I think that's her true nemesis. And a lot of the different books we see with her trying to come to terms with her own mental anguish is confronting herself, a future version of herself or a past version of herself. So take that and do what you will with it.
Now, what about our Scarlet Witch in the game? Neil, did you pull up some info?
Yeah, in the game. Well, first, there's a few things that I learned about that I want to bring up. One is Bova. So I watched these character breakdowns. So there's this character called Bova. She's like a nurse that helped deliver Wanda and Pietro, and
Right.
she's like a cow nurse kind of thing. Great character. I can't wait. Bring Bova to the game. It'll be great.
Beta Ray Bill?
And yeah, there was also, as you said, there were a few different timelines. She had different parents. They rewrote it a bunch of times. I think what the consensus is the last rewrite of her origin was to help get her into the MCU because Fox owned mutants in movies, I guess.
Mhm.
So they
believe
couldn't
so.
have her be a mutant because, they're doing X-Men. They've got all the rights to that. So let's rewrite it in the comics and then we can throw her in the movies because, that's the way it works, and they can rewrite whatever they want. So I
Yeah.
think that might have been the reason. They were at one point they said that her parents were also the Wizard and Miss America,
Yeah.
which were like old school
Like golden age
heroes.
heroes.
Yeah, so the Wizard is kind of like he had the speed thing, kind of like Quicksilver does. So maybe
Mhm.
that's why they thought. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And another thing was there was a storyline where, and I think it was one of the older ones, and I was trying to find what the comic was, but I'll have to find it. But so Django Maximoff, which is
Right.
I think her uncle. It's not her dad, is it? Maybe.
Yes.
He builds puppets, okay, and so
Mhm.
he built a couple puppets, one of Wanda and one of Pietro, and he was able to steal their souls and put them into the puppets, and they just basically dropped dead, and then they were
Yes.
stuck in the puppets.
Mm.
Okay, and this is just crazy. And then what ends up happening is the Chthon, which we talked about, takes over Scarlet Witch's body, but then they swap the souls again. So Chthon's soul gets stuck in the puppet, and then they toss the puppet on that mountain we talked about, and then they crumble the whole mountain on top of the puppet. So the Chthon
Maybe
is
that's what
now-
happened to Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, I don't know, but that seems like a cool story I want to get into. But yeah, I looked up the in-game stuff. She does have the team up with Magneto. It didn't really go into anything cool like the Hela one last week, but basically she helps Magneto because
Giant sword.
Yeah, make your sword. You should be able to, get a ranged attack with that sword. So here you go. But she has a very interesting story. I went through. It's called Voice from Beyond. So it starts with Wanda doing some meditation because she's always in a fight with herself and needs to kind of handle all that stuff so she doesn't try to change realities for everybody again. And then she has a voice call out, and this really catches her off guard because all the training she's done, she knows what's going on around her, but this voice seems to come out of nowhere. She says, "Oh, I've trained to become the Sorcerer Supreme, or Sorceress Supreme, I guess." So in the game lore, in her reality, she is the Sorceress Supreme, and she's got some voice calling out to her. So she's like, "What is going on? This is weird." It turns out to be Stephen Strange, and he's not there. It's his astral form, but he's trying to contact her from like an entangled astral plane. If we remember from our Stephen Strange lore, he's stuck in the astral plane. And so he's reaching out to her for help because he needs to find his body and reconnect with his body. And she said, "Well, why can't you just do that yourself?" And he says, "I could, but I have to check all the realities and check everybody, and it could take years and years of me going through. I think you'll be able to find it faster, so I'm looking for your help." And he ends up telling her, like, in my reality, we have eternal night. So he's dropping all the stuff about the season 1 that's happening now. Dracula has the Darkhold. New York is upside down from the sky. And so she kind of sees these as he's talking about it. So this was all in the game when it first came out.
Mhm.
So she also mentions she sees an ancient Viking longship full of souls going to Valhalla, and also the
dope.
corpse of old ones. So I don't know if those are going to be future seasons, but those were kind of brought up in the same vein as New York being upside down. But Strange is talking to her and going through, yep, it's going to be eternal night. I know the castle is right near you where you are now, but in my reality, the castle moved to Central Park. There's this stuff called Chronovium. It's crazy.
It's
And she's
crazy.
like, "Oh, I like this.
cray
Is this
cray.
how you kind of whatever?" So then they start talking about the Darkhold. and Strange has hidden the Darkhold and in the astral plane, I believe, but Khonshu has gotten a hold of it. And this kind of ties into one of the stories I think we'll go through when we talk about the season stories.
Mhm.
But what is going on, and we might have talked about it in the Stephen Strange lore as well, is that Strange is going to challenge Khonshu to a game of not
Chess, or
chess,
whatever
but
they call it. Yeah.
Wizard's chess.
Senet. It's like an ancient Egyptian game for the Darkhold. So he's like, okay, well, I got to go play this game of Senet. Can you just please find my body? And so Wanda says, okay, I'll begin looking for you to help because, I'm Sorcerer Supreme, and that sounds pretty bad. I don't want my reality to become like that. The other thing too is she kind of believes that her chaos magic, after the time stream entanglement, her chaos magic is what's kind of holding realities together. So she feels that she needs to do her job to help everybody not get destroyed. So
Nice.
I thought that was pretty interesting.
All right. Well, there you go. There is our Scarlet Witch lore dump for the week. Now, next week, usually we go through a new character, but beginning next week, we're going to actually dive into the lore of Season 1. So next week, we're going to do the first part, so the Season 1.0 lore, and then the following week, we'll do Season 1.5 as we're kind of getting towards the end of the season and kind of go through all that. So catch up on your lore. Make sure you got all your pages all unlocked. Go through and read there because, of course, there will be spoilers for the in-game lore. Then we're going to talk about everything from the character lore to the actual season gallery pages and all that. So look out.
I did get a notification that the event is ending soon. So find those health packs and unlock those pages. But also there is a website. I don't know if it's the fandom website, but you can read all the lore there too if you don't unlock it in game.
Yeah, but you want it in game, right? You got to get those gallery pages, man. Come on,
collect those comics.
Get those comics. See that, dude? That's why I had to finish the Galactus Cosmic Adventure because there's a page in there.
Because we're toxic completionists.
I need it.
It is pretty cool.
All right, let's move on here to our final segment, the part of the show where we get you involved that we call What Ifs. All right. Well, don't forget, you can always reach out to us via email at rivalsassemblepod@gmail.com, or you can leave us a message over on Spotify on the latest episode. Leave us a question, comment over there if you want to hear yourself here on the show. You can go ahead and do that. And you can even leave us a comment over in our Discord. There's a section under the podcast that just says, listener what ifs. Go leave us a question over there, and we'll read it here on the show. So this one comes to us over on Spotify from Matt. Not our
me,
Matt.
I swear.
Other Matt. And he says, who are you most excited to see picked to join your team? He says, for example, I'm an Invisible Woman main, and I love seeing The Thing or Thor on my team because I focus on healing them, and I have a really high success rate. At the same time, who do you hate seeing picked to join your team? So I would say the characters I love to see picked the most really are those that are going to have the team up. So, he mentions Invisible Woman. So at that point, you'd want to see a Thing come in because you know you're going to be able to give them that extra bump. Not quite sure on the Thor and where the Invisible Woman with Thor really comes in so much. The only thing I would think there would be maybe because you can put that little shield in front of him, maybe. So that as he's trying to back away, maybe that little shield in the direction that he's facing helps cover him a little bit.
Yeah.
But I would say probably whenever I play my Cloak and Dagger, I like to at least see heroes that aren't going to be way on the other side of the map. So, I don't want to see a Spider-Man usually because I know I'm not going to be able to heal them, or a Psylocke, or anybody that's going to be running away. Because half the time then I'm unable to heal them because they're just off somewhere. And then a lot of times they're the people getting heated in the chat. And it's like, dude, you're just running away. I can't heal you if you're
literally invisible.
Or any more grounded, maybe vanguards. So, seeing a Magneto or even a Hulk or Thing are pretty good. But if you have a Venom, again, they're kind of all over the place, and sometimes they're harder to heal.
Jump back for heals.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. But
And
and
you've got your AoE heal over time as well, right? So it's nice to throw that into your team, and you're healing a whole bunch of people.
AoE?
Who? What about you guys? Who do you like to see?
For me, I think team ups as well. If I'm going to be playing tank and I'm playing Magneto, we just talked about it. I love that sword ability is very nice. So
Sword.
getting Scarlet Witch on my team is fun. I like when people are picking strategists at the beginning because then I'm not worried about not having any. So I played some Luna this week. I think I'm really enjoying her when I do have to go strategist.
Put on a show.
Yeah, doing my part there. People that I hate to see.
You know what I hate? I hate when you have like 3 melee DPS. So you'll have like a Black Panther, an Iron Fist, and a Wolverine, and it's like
Or all ranged DPS.
yeah. I mean, you got to have that mix, man.
Hawkeye, Black
because
Widow.
it's like, then they're all just going to be diving, and they're not diving for you. They shall be diving for me because I am the strategist.
Yes.
I just hate seeing Black Widow too. Like I don't want to even like anybody on my team. They pick Black Widow. It's like, okay. Why are we doing this?
Rage quit.
I hate it. I don't like Black Widow.
I really, I don't really care either way. I like seeing people not necessarily insta-lock, but tanks or vanguards choose pretty early on in the selection. I like someone who wants to play a vanguard. I play a fair bit of Invisible Woman myself, and all of that to say, it's really satisfying when I get a Punisher and I can just plop my little contact lens in front of his turret.
Yeah.
That's just satisfying to look at. No real utility. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I don't hate any character. Is like, if you can make it work, sure.
Yeah.
But I also, as a full-time strategist, basically, I never if you're leaving my line of sight, that's on you. I'm not going to lose sleep if you're not getting heals, and I will ignore you if you're spamming chat asking for heals and you are on the other side of the map. I'm not running to you because I'm keeping the 3 or 4 other people here.
Go kick health packs.
That's right.
That's what you tell them.
Let's see. Our next one comes to us from Storm King 2110 and said, "Hey guys, brand new listener here. Wondering who y'all think will be added next season. Who do y'all want to be added?" So, I mean, I think we could pretty much say Blade, right, is going to be added. I mean, that's kind of I think
so.
is the
Unconfirmed.
Unconfirmed, I know, but I mean, we're kind of assuming that Blade, because we have the character model in the game
Yeah.
on the Central Park
The
map.
T-shirt we
There's
talked
a
about last
T-shirt
week
out there. I think
We just
Blade's
saved
coming
him
to the game
from Dracula.
Yep.
I think that's a cool way to have it. It's like, why did Blade join? Well, you just saved him from Dracula, so now he's gonna be helping you on the battlefield.
Yep.
That's
Now,
a cool
I will
way.
say a little tease for, I guess, when we do our lore dump on season 1.5, and what essentially is the last gallery card that you unlock. You have Doom talking, and he essentially says he has a gala to attend. And again, I'm throwing this out here, so unconfirmed, but there's a Hellfire Gala in the comics, and that takes place in a little place called Krakoa. So
Krakoa.
I would assume next season we may be headed there, and the characters that are in that area, of course, are the X-Men or mutants.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if we're adding Blade, I could see Blade, story-wise, I think it would make sense to have Blade be the first hero. But he necessarily doesn't make sense in the Krakoa
He doesn't make sense at all
age, but again, he doesn't have to, right? He doesn't have to. I mean, the Krakoa could be more just the story of the season, and then maybe mid-season we get a new mutant, I would think is what it would be. Who would you guys want to see if that is true, that we're going to get a Krakoa season next, based on what that card says? I mean, I want Cyclops in the game. I think Cyclops would be really cool, having the range
Cyclops
and then the melee would be
and
awesome.
Jean Grey. Keep it easy peasy.
Basic,
Get the
I think we would get a Cyclops, Jean Grey, and then a Professor X, specifically the Krakoa skin.
With the we already have
Or-
the helmet spray, right? From
Yeah.
Galactus.
And who else?
I mean,
Maybe
Nightcrawler would be awesome.
Mr. Sinister.
Bamf in and out.
Oh yeah, give
Yeah.
us some villains, right? I'm just
Yeah.
looking at these lists here when I was looking up what the Hellfire Gala is, and this is the event in the comics where they had votes of what the X-Men team's going to be, kind of thing.
Yeah,
So who's on here?
I-
We talked about
I
Cyclist,
love that.
Cyclops, Jean Grey, Polaris,
Mhm.
Yep.
Sunfire, Cinch, the other Wolverine, Laura Kinney,
Yeah.
Rogue.
Well, she is the Wolverine now.
Oh, well, there you go.
Not my Wolverine.
So that was 2021, and then 2022, Cyclops, Marvel Girl, Cinch, Firestar, Magic, Forge, Havoc, Iceman.
I think
Oh,
it's.
give me
I
Iceman.
believe it's Sync.
I think Iceman would work. I think that would be one that I could see coming because they could just keep the team up
Iceman would be
with
dope.
Namor, kind of keep that, kind of like what you have with Luna, and he would have a freeze, some sort of AOE. He could build an ice wall. Like he just seems like an easy fit for a game like this.
Yeah.
Because I mean, what would Professor X be? What would Xavier be in this game? Like his kit, it could be almost
think he'd
literally
be-
anything, but like just
I think he'd be a
don't know.
strategist,
Yeah, I think so too.
and it would be.
Would you put him in like a
Nope.
flying wheelchair?
No, I mean
Well, in the Krakoa version, he's
he's just a regular
since
dude.
he's a resurrected version
Oh,
Yeah.
of himself, it's a new body without the impairment.
Hmm.
So
maybe to
But
like disable
he's
enemies'
a jerk.
abilities.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
Is it like the Reed's
resurrected
turned
a bad
uh,
attitude.
Maker? Prof X turned jerk.
No, he's not just evil. He's just like pompous, and I guess Xavier's always been a little
So he's
self-righteous.
kind of always been
but
that, yeah.
Yeah, I would like to see them lean into kind of like House of X, Powers of X. Give me a Colossus.
Yes.
He makes sense.
Give
too,
me, because then you could have a team up with Magic.
yeah. Fastball
And
special.
you could have
again.
a fastball special. Then you could have a couple different things.
But the
Um,
only thing with him though is like, do we need another bruiser now that we have Thing in the game? You have Hulk and Thing. I don't want to say their kits are the same because they're not. But it's like, do we
only
need
because we
another
still have
punching guy? Like,
the number of duelists to Vanguard and strategists is still so disproportionate.
right.
Right.
That's why I think we need another shield. Like we need another character. Like you have Magneto's shield that basically just goes away rather quickly. Sure, you have Cap's shield, but other than that, you have
Doctor Strange's
Strange.
shield.
That's what I'm saying. That's it. Like I just feel like in this game we.
How many do you need?
Fruit Swall.
I need 4. Give me another one.
Like who? What are the shields you have in Overwatch? You have Zarya, which is the Magneto bubble. You have Reinhardt. You
Yeah.
have
Orisa used to have one.
Ramatra has his little shield you throw down.
and then
Orisa
Sigma.
has her spin, and then Sigma. So you have multiple shields, man. Now that-
Also, 8 years on it.
I don't need it.
Yeah.
Give me more strategists. Give me Shadowcat who can fry people's brains,
Go through the walls.
reach into your head.
Would you have Lockheed too? Would he be there and just like come out of
That'd be
nowhere? That's the
sick.
alt comes out of nowhere, just a rain of fire, just right down the lane.
Whoa.
That'd be sick. Let's see. We also have another one from Matty5, and they say, "Do you think there will ever be
Not
a
me.
time when?" Yeah, I know another Matt. Right? I didn't even catch that. Do you think there will ever be a time when we can choose what specific game type we want to play, like convergence, domination, etc.?
Oh.
I don't
Like a convergence playlist or a domination playlist. The way I could see them doing it is if there is just like a specific either event or
Yeah.
there's just another playlist that just rotates. Like I don't think you could go in and just say, I want to play convergence. Kind of like how Overwatch has the arcade and you'll go in there
Yeah.
and there may be like a new map in there, or sometimes it'll just be like all push maps. So it's like push maps 24/7 and they'll have that for like a day or two and then it rotates. So I could see that possibly, but I don't think you'll ever be, there will always be convergence, domination, like, you know what I mean, where you can pick all that. Because number one, it just spreads your player base out, increases wait times. And I mean, they're in there right now for customs if you want. You can go in there and create a custom convergence if you want. Get together with some people. Join the Rivals Assemble Discord. You could probably find 11 other people. Get in there.
Plug.
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe when there's
unnecessary
more
feature.
maps.
Yeah.
Maybe when there's more maps and you want to
Yeah.
try and hit a specific one. But I like the mix. You never know what kind of map you're gonna get, what kind of game mode.
Unless it's that map with where you have to do the 5 captures in Overwatch. I don't like that one. But I wish Clash. I wish I could take that out.
I wish they actually this time around they didn't keep the Central Park playlist live as long as they did the Midtown playlist. Like the Midtown was live for like a week, it seemed. Maybe it might have even been like 5 or 6 days. Central Park was like 2 days and it was gone. And it was like, no, like let me keep playing that map.
Yeah, I'd like to play that map more for sure. Yeah. I think with the missions, there were a bunch that were Central Park specific, so it wanted to give people a chance to get those.
Yep. They did give you like an or option, but it was like, do this 3 times in the Central Park map or get 100 million block 100 million with shields. And it's like, but I don't play Vanguard. So that's going to take me 5 years to do.
Well, it's funny too. Like I know some people will play AI matches to complete some of those missions, but some of them, like especially like the healing one, the AI doesn't do enough damage for you to be able to heal it in like a match or two, or even the shield. Like you're just murdering the AI like over and over. I'm sorry, knocking out the AI over and over.
There's a huge difference from like 2-star AI to 3-star AI. Like they are out for blood, cyber blood in 3-star AI. Like
it's crazy.
It just power word kill everyone.
Let's see. We got one final one from Sandwolf100, the non-Matt. And they say, hello, everyone at Marvel Rivals Podcast. I only recently got the game 99. After getting a PS5 for my birthday. However, I have been crazing the game ever since its release, making me feel like I have had this game for ages. I am Bronze 1 and main Mr. Fantastic. However, I can also play a few Vanguards and Strategists. If you would be able to give any tips to a new player, could you include that in your next episode? P.S. I love this podcast and it makes my day every time there is a new one. Well, Sandwolf.
Happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday. Thank you for the kind words. And I would say any tips is, I would definitely, Mr. Fantastic, it's fun to play. You have good sustain, because you can you're almost like a mini tank. So that's great. However, I would say try to work on maybe a strategist. That's always kind of like the go-to that I always say. Like if you want, especially if you want to go up the ranks in comp, I think that's kind of the best way. If you go in there and you just start healing your team, then I would say play Rocket. Rocket's the one I always say people go to. Just never let go of the healing button unless you need to get out of the way and drop your little, what do you call it? Turret? Not turret, but whatever it is.
Revive
pad.
Fountain of life.
And then even like a Cloak and Dagger is always good too. Or even now Luna, I would say, because Luna was a character. I didn't play a lot. Luna's a good one too.
Don't sleep on Invisible Woman.
Yeah, see, the only reason I would say not her as much is
more to it.
You have to aim with her heals more.
Same with Luna.
Wow,
you do. But
Luna, see, I don't think it's as much with Luna though.
It's got a little bit of a auto aim sort of. So that's something that will help with your aim, especially if you're playing as a melee character in Mr. Fantastic.
So Mark just says play auto aim, don't get good.
No, but that's where you start. And then you can start, especially if you're stuck in Bronze 1, which you're already higher than Matt in comp, so that's good. But you can kind of have, you can move up the ranks by playing and move yourself up, man. You get better.
He is higher than Matt because Matt does not play comp anymore.
One thing. Oh, go ahead.
You go ahead.
One thing with Mr. Fantastic that really helped me kind of get good with him was when you shoot out your arm, move that screen as much as you can because it will hit anybody while your arm's extended. So you want to be flicking that stick. You got a PS5. Flick that stick and slap everybody up, with Mr. Fantastic. He's great.
Give it time. Spend a healthy amount of time playing the game. Know how many matches is too many for you. De-stress and decompress after playing. Remember that it is only a game. If you're not progressing, remember that it is a game and that you're there to have fun.
Yeah.
If you're not having fun, see what is wrong about it.
Right. And I would say probably, play a little bit more quick play, because I mean, we've talked about it here on the show, like just learning the heroes you're going to come up against, not only the heroes you're playing, but what the heroes you're up against, what they're capable of. I think quick play really gives you a good the more you play, you'll just, I don't want to say it becomes second nature, but it just kind of does. Like, you know what to expect. You know when the ults are going to start popping. So if you're immediately jumping into comp, I don't think that's the right place to do that, because in quick play, you're going to get a broader spectrum of not only just player skill levels, but just of crazy combinations and just kind of seeing everything that's out there. So I would focus there really first and then make your way over to comp. But of course, if you're having fun just playing Mr. Fantastic in comp, do that too. Because like Matt said, whatever gives you fun in this game, do that, because it's video games, right? That's what they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be fun. And if you're not having fun, why even playing it? Like, do something else. So, all right. So again, if you want to be a part of the show here, shoot us a message, shoot us an email to rivalsassemblepod@gmail.com, or leave us a comment over on Spotify, or join our Discord and leave it over in the what if section on the Discord. So that's going to be a wrap here for today, guys. Like I said at the top of the show, in regards to the Patreon, we will be launching it. So just keep checking back into the show notes on this. I'm hoping in the next couple days we will be able to get it out to you guys. We had a little snafu with Patreon themselves. Hopefully all that will be resolved and we'll be able to get it out to you. And again, no pressure. This is just for people that just want to, help support the show and get more content from us, because you're going to be getting at least 6 more podcasts from us every single month. And some weeks you're even going to be getting 3 total from us with this show and 2 other additional ones. So again, be on the lookout for that. But hopefully next week we can go ahead and tell you all about that. Next week, go ahead.
All that money will go into making the show better.
Definitely. Absolutely. Which, by the way, I will say, Matt, you said the dates for DreamHack. So we're not committing to any event or anything yet, but at some point we will definitely be doing some sort of Rivals Assemble meetup at one of these gaming events out there, and that's what this stuff helps kind of just get all that going, so we can just make the show better and bring you guys more content. Now, don't forget about our poll as well. Probably the worst poll in the history of the show. Where is your favorite health pack? So number 1, the Eastgard Convoy map, the Odin Archive by the Jump Pad, Midtown Music Room, number 4, the Clintar Bone Tunnel, and number 5, the center of the Nunamaro map, which of course is the Conquest map, which still exists. If you want to play Conquest, it's still out there. I don't know.
And if we left your favorite health pack out, leave all those locations in the comments on Spotify. I want to know where every health pack that you love is.
I actually played Conquest today to get this screenshot that I'm going to be posting in the Discord so people know what health packs we're talking about.
How long was your queue time?
The queue time, you know what? It was like 10, 15 seconds, which has been the longest queue time I feel like I've ever had in this game.
Yeah.
I need to cancel this matchmaking and start again.
Yeah. In any other game, that's like, dude, this matchmaking is so short. Where for this, it's just like, what? 15 seconds? I gotta wait.
Oh, I do have a favorite health pack that we forgot. So when you turn the corner on push on Eagsguard, and you're pushing up to the door to go through, and turn again, to where all the trees are, and it's in that room that's like kitty cornered.
Oh, that's a good
to
one.
the left. Which is a great spot for a healer to be, or a strategist to be, because you've got sight of that corridor leading over to the enemy spawn, but then you've also got line of sight for people who might be coming out of that spawn next to you as well.
Yeah. All right.
Honorable mention.
Yeah, honorable mention there. Hopefully Ken's will be with us next week too, so I can't wait to hear where his favorite health pack is on the map.
He's using it right now.
Yes. Please send all your health packs to Ken's right now. He needs them very, very badly. And then also, next week we will be going through the season 1.0 lore. So the first half of the season, we'll be breaking all that down. So make sure you're all caught up on all your gallery pages and all that, because we're going to go through all that next week. So with that, everybody, thank you here as always for tuning into the show. And until next time, we'll catch you later. Peace. Peace. All right.
Peace.
That is a wrap. Good show, guys. We went, that was like an hour 44. hour.
Ken's would be
42.
disappointed.
Yep, didn't get the 2 hour. Ken's really wants
We
us to
can't
get
do it
2
without
hours.
him.
Next, yeah, that's funny. It'd be funny if we did.
Can't hit 2 hours without him. He'll have to be here.
Depending on the news next week, I think with the season 1 lore, we might be able to hit it next week, maybe.
For people in chat, there was one person who commented on one episode that said, episodes are great, but they're so long.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think I lay in. What did this person say? Like, I lay in bed listening to them, and it was like, okay, whatever. But like, you cannot listen to a whole episode in one sitting. You can listen to 20 minutes and stop it.
Yep.
Pick up at another time.
Drive your way to work, 20
Right.
minutes, and on your way home, listen again. Keep listening.
Yeah.
Instead of listening to your
I try and
parents.
fit in like 10, 15 minutes, folding laundry or doing whatever. It's a good way to multitask.
So we haven't decided yet who's going to do the first host shows on the Patreon yet. Do you guys have
Poll?
any, do you want to be first at all? Or, because I have no issues. I'll go first if you want me to be the first host show.
Set the bar high. So,
Or let us know
I'll need to re-record.
Oh, wow. This wasn't that great. I guess I can scale back.
And those, I think we're shooting for at least 30 minutes, hour max, right? For those?
I don't know. Are we?
I think that should be it. I would think.
Okay. Setting that bar high.
You could talk into the mic for 30 minutes. You could do it.
Okay.
Matt, could you do that, Matt? Look on Matt's face.
I don't know. I don't know if I can talk for that long.
Let's not put a time on it. Let's just see how it goes.
Oh, it's 30 minutes at least.
Okay, 30 minutes.
All right. Well, guys in the chat, are we
talking about moose calls? 30 minutes. You're like, this is too long, but it did put me to sleep. So
Neil's just like, hey guys, this is Neil. These are the sounds of the
Ramsey,
Canadian
welcome,
countryside coming to you. And it's just 30 minutes of moose calls.
Just Neil making animal sounds into the mic.
And then his wife going like, babe, what's going on? He's like, shh, I'm recording.
Are we playing some games?
yeah, I play a couple.
Okay. Anybody in the chat, if you want to join us, even some people, I don't know if anybody from the Discord is here too, but Ravager, anybody over there, if you guys want to join us, join up in the Discord and we will be over there soon. So, guys, I'm going to kill the stream, so we will catch you guys
knock out the stream.
over there in a bit. What? What'd you say?
He's going to knock out the stream.